Hi everyone and welcome back to Within a Budget, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Paula. I hope you're all keeping warm and safe this weekend. I say it is seriously windy where we are, and I know that we're not the only place that's having this weather, so yeah, I hope you're all okay. For those of you that joined me last week for the meals of the week sort of planning and the grocery haul, you would have seen that tonight we were having the chicken chips and it was meant to be coleslaw. But I can confirm, Alexa lied. Coleslaw does not freeze well at all. So please, if you're considering doing it, don't. Yeah, it really wasn't good when it was defrosted. It separated and yeah, I just didn't want to risk it. So instead, we had just baked beans with this. On Tuesday, we had homemade lasagna. I know that I was a little bit hesitant about using the white sauce because it was a bit out of date, but I can tell you now it was absolutely fine. I made it up on the hob and I actually ended up adding some grated cheese into it just so that it would be a bit more cheesy rather than the white sauce. But once I put this together, I always tend to put tomatoes on the top. I don't know why, it's just something that I do. And it was really tasty tonight. On Wednesday, we had beef stew. I made this up on the Tuesday whilst I was cooking the lasagna. And then on the day, I just added the dumplings to cook in and I cooked the bread rolls purely because we enjoy a stew the second time it's been cooked more so than the first time. I know that seems a little bit strange. I don't know if everybody does it, but yeah, that's definitely how we prefer it. We ate separately this evening. It was just me and my daughter, and then my husband and son had theirs later. But I did actually have some beef left over, which I cut up and I've put straight into the freezer so that I can use in another meal because I just didn't want it to go to waste. Thursday, we had the meat-free vegetable chili that I had planned. I looked at all of the recipes that were sent through to me for sort of ideas, and I want to say thank you whoever did send a recipe idea through because I've not actually made chili before, but each one that I looked at I was missing ingredients, so I ended up kind of putting bits of different recipes together and almost winging it, I guess is kind of how you'd say it, because a lot of the recipes that I found, they were really heavy on the chili powder, and I know that my children do not like that, and I say I wouldn't get them to eat it if I put too much in there. And this recipe actually came out really nice. It was so tasty. It was simple ingredients really, and I definitely did steps in this one that I've never done before. So I am going to try and redo this one another time for you and do a bit more of a breakdown video for you all because it was really good. Friday night, it was Chef Mike's turn to cook. I don't know if any of you watch Hell's Kitchen or any of Gordon Ramsay's sort of programs. I say he always says Chef Mike when it's the microwave that's been cooking all the meals rather than actual people, so it just kind of stuck with us, I'm afraid. So yeah, tonight I just had the leftover portion of lasagna that was there, and my husband had spaghetti and meatballs that we took out of the freezer, and my daughter just had beans on toast. Saturday's tea was such a simple kind of throw it together dinner. I say it was just using up all of the leftover sort of vegetables that were in the fridge. There was a bit of carrot in this, mushrooms, peppers that came out of the freezer. So obviously they weren't going to go like crispy in the stir fry, but they still definitely add the flavour to it. We had onions, chicken, and I used the last of the hoisin sauce that we had. And then finally on Sunday we had our usual roast. So this one I have kind of raided my freezer a little bit for things. So I've got the potatoes boiling, I've got some carrots ready. I thought that we had to have lamb because I thought that was the only joint that we had out there. However, I found this half joint that I'd cut off of a one that I got from Aldi a little while ago, so I was really pleased about that. I found some frozen cabbage. I think this is the last one that I've got out there, and then we've got the stuffing. So I will show you once it was all cooked, and this is how it came out. There was only actually 3 of us this evening. My son had gone out with his friends and he was going out for tea as well with them. So I say that's the thing, when they get a bit older, you kind of lose them a bit more at tea times, but it's quite good because he will always tell me when he's sort of not here for tea, so I can kind of plan around it, which is really nice and is quite thoughtful of him. I say for the fact that he does it is lovely. So this is how it came out. I was really happy with the potatoes tonight because I was a little bit worried that I'd overdone them and they were falling apart too much, but I say they came out really crispy, which is how my lot like them. Sort of fluffy and crispy is how we do it in our house. There was plenty of leftover bits that if anybody wanted to go back and have any, they could have done, and they did. So yeah, this was our meals of the week. I hope you've enjoyed and it's some use to you. Take care. Bye.